Good evening, everyone. The Ranter is back to go into yet another rambling diatribe of the news of the day. And this is going to be a short one because I only really want to discuss one teeny tiny thing I've been noticing the past few days concerning West Virginia Republicans. Now, first I want to discuss is this one story coming out of West Virginia. This is from rawstory.com. West Virginia Republican wants to ban child support because he thinks it incentivizes abortions. Chris Pritt owns his own law practice, Pritt Law, where he specializes in divorce, custody arguments, and child support. But standing before the state legislature in West Virginia, he argued in favor of eliminating all child support for the parent who gets custody of the child. According to Pritt, there are fathers who don't want to be involved in the lives of their children. Quote, if she carries through with the pregnancy, he's going to have possibly some sort of child support obligation, said Pritt. Poor him. And so what he wants to do is, he wants to, in a sense, encourage her to go and find a way for her to get an abortion. Because he knows that a certain individual, if he has any kind of familiarity with her, he knows that she might be in such a state of mind that she must be in a vulnerable position that it's not worth everything that he's going to put me through to carry this pregnancy forward. It's going to be easier, it's going to be better for me to just go and terminate this life, so she goes over to Virginia or some other state where she goes and gets an abortion. So I think that's a real clear possibility. If we enact the Second Amendment here, I don't want to be doing anything that is encouraging thugs to go and get an abortion, he said, referring to the Second and competing amendment, the House Bill 302. That Second Amendment is part of the House bill, not the actual Second Amendment. But he doesn't want people to go encouraging over that. There's just a video on that too. So yeah, his way of thinking, you know, if we eliminate child support, then that will stop people from getting abortions. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. But we continue. The next story, also coming from Raw Story, is oh my god. West Virginia senator says child rape victims romanticize their rapists and see them as a boyfriend. A West Virginia Republican state senator is under fire after arguing on the Senate floor that children who have been raped romanticize their sexual abusers, saying children are involved in relationships with their abusers and see them as a boyfriend. State Senator Robert Carnes made his remarks during debate on a highly controversial abortion bill that passed 21-10, but failed to be reconciled with the House version and does not currently appear to be moving forward. You know, the dynamic in these relationships quite often is that the child is very romanticized in the view of what's happening, State Senator Carnes said Friday in the video below, which there's a video of this. They think that it is their boyfriend. He then asked the Democratic State Senator Stephen Baldwin, the minority leader, would you agree with that? And the minority leader goes, I do not know what you are talking about, sir. And he appears to be disgusted and replied, while the West Virginia news outlets failed to report Senator Carnes' remarks, the video of his comments was circulated on social media by Democratic State Senator Joey Garcia. Senator Carnes lashed out at Senator Garcia, tweeting on Saturday, I would expect better from little Joey, but not much better. He does represent a party that protects groomers and pedophiles. On Sunday, Carnes again basically used the groomers attack. Like everything else about the Democrats, even outrage is fake. The amendment would make it easier for groomers to convince their victims to abort a child and hide the evidence. They will continue to sexually abuse that child and likely others because Dems protect them from justice. The ACLU of West Virginia posted a video of the protest and tweeted Senate President Craig Blair cleared the galleries as attendees expressed outrage over Robert Carnes insisting child sex abuse survivors view their abusers like a boyfriend. People aren't going anywhere. Okay. So, yeah. I just wanted to, get this shit off my chest. And, excuse me while I lift up the Gus. I just wanted to put my 2 cents into all this. And, just pretty much ask a basic, basic simple question. As Gus tries to go behind me. For some reason he likes to be squished. I don't understand. But one basic question is that I just need to ask. And that's, what the fuck, West Virginia? Really? Between the one story and the other story. If this is any indication of what other state Republicans are like, and their opinions on how they're going to handle a post-Roe United States, in terms of, dealing with abortion, the consequences of abortion, and I'm running out of words to discuss how just cringeworthingly, blindingly, what in the blue fucking hell is wrong with you people? This is not going to be a long one because I have nothing pithy to say about this. I'm not nothing thought-provoking over this. This is just pure what the fuck? You got the one who wants to void all responsibility for the guy in child support and cites, the concept of he might force her to have an abortion as the catalyst to making sure this guy does not possibly have any fucking responsibility for his part of the little mating dance, regardless if it's consensual or not. And the other one, what the fuck? It's funny how, he talks about, the Democrats about groomers and pedophiles when he is giving a pedophilic manifesto as to, these little girls are romanticizing their rapists as their boyfriends, and all this part and parcel about their arguments over an abortion bill. Is this what we're going to expect to see in other states like this? That this is the nuanced conversations we're going to have of what happens after Roe? I'm going to have a more in-depth video that I'm going to express my thoughts on this, but this is just a little tidbit. This is just a little appetizer of what the fuckness. Is these the actual serious arguments that are happening in order to justify their positions, to justify where they are on the side of being anti-abortion and trying to lay down the responsibilities of what happens? Now you can have this woman or girl or child carrying these babies into term. Well, you're going to be responsible enough? Are you going to encourage responsibility of everyone concerned in this party that is involved in this to make sure the child not only is born, but you actually give a shit long enough for the child to thrive and to grow, that the mother will be taken care of if she is unable to handle the responsibility on her own, if she happens to be a child herself? We're going to see shit like this, where this is people, grown ass adults, voiding responsibility for either, males involved in sexual relations who do not want to be involved in the child support because of their half of the responsibility, to having fantasy bullshit of trying to explain how a raped child is romanticizing their rapist. I cannot. I am just... As a human being, when you hear that kind of thing, it is... And you try to claim that you're a responsible person, that you try to be reasonable and try to empathize and so forth. But when you hear stuff like this, I'm almost sociopathically desensitized right now because I'm so fucking pissed off. This is how adults is handling this situation. Either try to get rid of the responsibility whatsoever for a guy who knocks up a girl in whatever circumstances, or we're going to pretend that the child now thinks that their rapist is their boyfriend. And I love that bit where he tried to get the minority leader, the Democrat, to say that he agreed with it, and and the Democrats like, what the fuck, man? I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, that's all. It's just me going, what the fuck? And this is just a rant. Is this just a prelude to what we're going to see? Because there is a little thought. Someone posted this, and I'm gonna have to. Someone posted this, and it was kind of an interesting thought how a number of these truly pro-life, not truly pro-life, I mean political pro-life, all these people who amplify their voice over pro-life, who have no exceptions for rape and incest, and barely for life of the mother, because mother's a broodmare, right? And do you care about the well-being of the physical broodmare horse? Well, it's expecting, or you're waiting for those thoroughbreds to come out. But some of these states where these Republicans come from, don't they still have child marriage on the books as acceptable? I'm gonna have to double research on that and double back on that, because if that is true, how awful does that mean? Imagine situations where some of these people, in cases of rape, starts advocating that the rapist should take up the responsibility of impregnating their compelled rape victim from getting pregnant and taken to term, that they better take up the responsibilities and marry that girl, and then hide behind maritable rape to continuing to abuse a child over and over again because you have that connection with the little child that was born of his brutal violence and her. No other choice, remember. No other choice. That's a little side awful thought in the head when I hear any of this shit. Ranter rants. Because you all just give me reasons. I'll be back with a more in-depth and more detailed oriented rant later on, but as I close this, West Virginia, what the fuck?